everyone, it's Jen Haugen, registered dietitian and Pampered Chef Cooking Consultant. And I'm really excited to be here today because I am going to talk to you more about how to get your kids and your family eating more vegetables. I think it's really important right now. We're back to school, we're setting up new routines, and we can kind of implement that new routine again of having more vegetables in our meals. And that brings up a great point. It's actually National Family Meals Month this month, and that's a campaign to promote eating more meals together around the table at home. And so I'm encouraging you to try just eating one more meal a week at home around the table. That could be breakfast, that could be dinner, it could be anything in between, but think about how you could do that. I know it's kind of hard over the course of a week to look at schedules and figure out how sports and activities and homework and all that ties in, but it's really worth it. Family meals are known to help with connection, more family unity. You can sit around the table and talk about your day and figure out, well, if you had a problem, how can you solve that problem? One thing that works really well in our family is we talk about roses and thorns, and you may have heard that before. It's also called highs and lows. And you just share what was the best thing about your day and what was the worst thing about your day. And because there's highs and lows in everyone's day, it gives us all an opportunity to really figure out how everybody's life has really been going that day. So definitely worthwhile to share that around the table. It's going to build a lot of memories, a lot of mealtime memories, and last for a lifetime. So today I want to share with you some tips and recipe ideas around vegetables because that's such a struggle. So if you're watching right now, tell me where you're from in the comments and what's your biggest dinner time struggle. I would love to know. Maybe we can answer that during the video right now or later in another upcoming video. I'll be doing Facebook Live videos every week, so you can come back and hopefully watch something in the future that relates to family mealtime or vegetables, whatever you struggle with. But I want to talk to you more about vegetables because vegetables are so important. I often tell my kids that we need to eat vegetables to not only feel good today and tomorrow, but also to have health for a lifetime. There's so many great nutrients in vegetables, but sometimes it's hard to think about how we can incorporate them that isn't just carrot sticks and celery sticks. So that can be really kind of difficult. It gets kind of boring, we get in a rut. What to do, just leave them off, right? But it's definitely worthwhile keeping them in. Now, I have two kids. One of them is a vegetable eater, vegetable lover, pretty much likes any vegetable. Another one also, though, doesn't really like vegetables that much. In fact, the favorites are carrots, baked beans, and corn. So it doesn't really leave me too many options, but I try and I try again. I think that's really important to do. So I want to talk to you about a really fun tool today. And I'm going to show you how this works, but I'm going to show it up here first before I move the video down. And it's called a veggie spiralizer. Now, like I said at the beginning, I'm a Pampered Chef Kitchen Consultant. So this is a tool that actually I will help do cooking classes with at your house if you'd like. Also, it's just something that you can purchase on your own through my website. But when I was looking for veggie spiralizers, this is actually how I got to this one because I was looking for a veggie spiralizer and just kind of looking at what was out there and noticing that a lot of them are more horizontal. So you're going to try and push this way, and that's really not a natural way to actually be pushing. It's much better to be pushing down with gravity. So not that you even really need a lot of pressure, it depends on the vegetable, but that's one reason that I liked this one. This also, from top to bottom, is dishwasher safe, which is really, really cool. This is spiralizing your vegetables is a fun way to add more vegetables to your day. So we're going to talk about how to do that in just a few minutes. But this actually comes up. This is where you're actually going to put the vegetable. And this is a blade guard. Right here you can see. So this houses a blade, but also protects you here from, you can see the ribbon blade in there. So it's very sharp. That's why you don't want it just open to anyone that can put their hands in there. And this ribbon blade is actually great for making ribbon types of cuts. So this would be like apple chips, sweet potato chips, those kinds of things. It kind of comes out in a long ribbon so you can snip it apart and actually just cook it up in the microwave, or you can cook it on your stovetop, cook it in the oven, under the broiler, those types of different things. So that's the ribbon blade. It also comes with this special blade here. And hopefully you can see up close here, there's some wide teeth on one side and some narrow teeth on the other. The wide teeth are for making fettuccine style noodles out of your vegetables. And the thinner teeth are for spaghetti type noodles. So great two options, and you can use all kinds of vegetables with these types of blades. So for example, I actually did just a few days ago some sweet potatoes, and I did the spaghetti blade, which is the thinner blade here on this side, and then cut it up after I got it out, and then made my sweet potato rice. So very versatile. You can also do butternut squash, and what you'd want to do here is actually put this in the microwave for about 2 minutes, and that's going to allow you to chop it right here and make it a little bit easier because it's actually kind of hard to do that otherwise. And you're just going to spiralize this bottom portion. This side is where your seeds are, and it's a little bit more difficult to actually get something uniform to cut. But this makes really good butternut spiralized. You know, you could do spaghetti or fettuccine or the ribbon cut. Add it to pasta, add it to your like wild rice dishes, all different kinds of things, soups, casseroles. So that's one thing you can spiralize. You can also do, now if you have a problem cutting up onions and not wanting to do that much because it makes you cry, a couple of different things. First of all, you can use the spiralizer. And if you like making caramelized onions, this will make beautiful caramelized onions. You can just snip them to the length that you want them. You could also try something like the manual food processor. And we're going to talk about this in just a few minutes, but this is another quick and easy way to cut up onions. You just have to cut off the root and the top and put it into quarters. You don't have to sit and chop it a long time. And then this goes up and down, which I'll show you after a minute here. I can't do it in the air because I've got food in here, but that's a great way to chop up your vegetables too, your onions. But you can spiralize your own onions. You can spiralize potatoes, making like fun hash brown style. You can also spiralize peppers. So this would be great for salads and making things a little bit more interesting, adding them to soups and casseroles. You can do cucumbers, and you can also do zucchini. We're going to try some of that. So I got this ready to cut here. So many different options: parsnips, carrots, beets, all the vegetables that we know we should eat more of, but we don't exactly know how to prepare them. So spiralizing them offers you a way of cooking them quicker. It's a lot more inexpensive to spiralize your own versus buying them spiralized. It can be a lot of extra money. It's also really healthy just because you're adding more vegetables in. So definitely essential. And you get a lot more color too. So let me show you how this works. So I took out the blade, you can see here, and I am going to put in the spaghetti blade, and I'll show you how to do that. So on the back, there's actually a little notch there that you can see, and you just stick the blade. It's kind of hard to do this when you're not actually by it, but you stick the blade in. Let's see if I can do this way, maybe. And then there's this little nut over here, and you're actually going to tighten that down just by turning it, and that's going to make the blade stay in place. And it's going to be, you can kind of see in there, it's horizontal. So that's really a fun, just an easy way. Even the kids can do it, of course, with a little supervision if they're younger. So now I'm just going to do zucchini. And you want to take about a 4-inch length of a vegetable, and you want to put the widest part on the top so that it grabs it a little bit better. So you can see in here, there's these little prongs that are going to stick out, and you're going to actually put the vegetable down on this center knob down there that's very sharp. So I've got that in there, and I'm just going to push this down, and you can see how it goes right into the zucchini itself. And let me actually bring this down for you so you can see how this is going to work. And turn it. It's actually going to come out right here. So we just keep going, and hopefully you'll be able to see it. Oh, this is what happens. So I must not have gotten that on there correctly. All right, so I tried to do that in the air, but didn't quite get that. But let me try cucumber instead. So this is what happens in the kitchen, right? Mistakes happen, it's okay. And I'm just going to make this. You can start to see, now this is cucumber. coming out, and you can see the strings of cucumber. And they're just like spaghetti strings, so you can see how thin they are, and I also love the smell of cucumber, so I can really smell that now too. But you can leave the skin on that and just spiralize it, and the zucchini, the same thing. You'll want to take the skin off of your butternut squash and your sweet potatoes, for example, because that's a little bit tougher to get through, and we don't eat that part anyway. So works really simple. And again, you can change the blade into fettuccine, so it's a little bit thicker, or you can do ribbon style, and that's another fun cut too. See if I can actually do that here with the potato. So I'm going to do that ribbon style. I'll just remove the blade. Of course, now rinsing this would be good so your potato doesn't taste like cucumber, but that's okay. We'll just go with it here. And what you'd want to do then, and this is all completely dishwasher safe, so you can just clean this out. I rinse it underneath the sink a little bit to get kind of the chunks out. And then you can use like a small clean toothbrush to get into the blade area, but otherwise just stick it right in the dishwasher for an easy cleanup. And I am going to stick the potato on and show you the difference here with the different cuts. Oh, it's coming out my side. Let me turn that around for you. So you can see that it's actually so much fun because you can use these as potato chips. You could use them in casseroles because it's so thin. You can see how that all sticks together. You can just take your little kitchen scissors and cut these apart. But what kid doesn't want to eat their vegetables kind of like this in a more fun way? So something really unique about that. And what I like to do with my veggies then that I spiralize is to actually put them in things. And one of my favorite recipes lately is a bruschetta and zucchini pasta. So you think about pasta, a lot of kids like pasta, and this is a pasta, but actually has some zucchini cooked into it. So what I've done, and this is the rock crack, which is one of the most fabulous tools that I've been experimenting with while I've had my new Pampered Chef kit. But this is fun because it actually is microwave safe. It's also dishwasher safe. It can go in your oven, under the broiler, on your stovetop, and in the grill. So 5 different ways of cooking, plus it's dishwasher safe, so it's really easy to clean up. So all I did, I actually cooked the pasta, let me take the lid off here, into the rock crock in the microwave. So that's actually not something that a lot of times that we do. So this is a meal that comes together very quickly. I cooked the pasta in some chicken broth, and then I added spiralized zucchini about halfway through cooking time. So to cook up the pasta, it's about a total of 11 to 12 minutes in the microwave, but halfway through that time, you'll add the zucchini, and zucchini has a lot of water, so you don't have to worry about adding more liquid at all. But you have this really great pasta, and you could use your favorite sauces that you like, or you can whip up your own, which is the bruschetta pasta sauce that I'm going to make. So it's got tomatoes, fresh basil, some olive oil, and some garlic. So very simple. So I'm going to show you how this tool works here. And this is called the manual food processor. And it works just, I'll turn this around, with this pumping action. So you can see, and it's got a blade inside. So it chops everything up. And literally, that wasn't even 30 seconds. But you make your own fresh pasta sauce, your fresh tomato sauce. You can also do pesto in here. You can do guacamole. You can do salsa. You can just cut up, oh, I just got a little whiff of that garlic there. You can also just cut up some peppers and onions really easily. There's all kinds of ways you can use this. So what I'm going to do is actually top my pasta with this sauce. And you can see that then that's just some of the sauce, so I will actually just stir that in. And another thing that I do with this is I actually add chicken into this too. And if you want some extra pesto flavor, you can add some pesto. So there's a lot of great, I can already smell like the basil, it's so fresh. I just grabbed it out of my garden actually too. But that's a meal that can be done in literally 12 to 15 minutes. You can have someone working on the spiralizing while the noodles are cooking. And once that part's finished, you add that to the noodles, finish the cooking. And while the noodles are finished cooking or finishing cooking, you just whip up that fresh pasta sauce. So dinner is done in less than 15 minutes, faster than going through the drive-thru, and it brings your family around the table, which is really, really important. And what you can do with your extra vegetables, I want to talk about that too. So if you've spiralized your potatoes, not necessarily your cucumbers, but like some of your harder vegetables like potatoes, carrots, parsnips, those kinds of things, you can actually freeze them. So then in the wintertime when you're making chili or soup or casseroles, just throw some in. You can put them in like 1 cup portions or something like that where you can just quickly grab and go. They'll thaw a lot quicker if you don't put a lot in a package. And I hope you have fun with this veggie spiralizer. Like I said, if you're interested in purchasing it, just let me know. Or maybe you just want to have an online virtual party and you could get it for free. That's also a fun way to get your favorite Pampered Chef products for free. But if you're interested, just let me know. But I am really working to help you create nourishing meals in your kitchen, and hopefully this has helped you today. I'd love to know what you thought. Just leave some notes in the comments. Hope to see you next time.